How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to TheBlueShifting, and welcome back from my middle hiatus of being sick. It's unfortunate because what ended up happening is I caught influenza A, and everyone in the house got it. And then I got better, long enough to go to work once. And at the end of the shift, I was like kind of hacking and coughing a lot, and I went to bed. You know, I took like a Tylenol or and went to bed. Woke up. And I felt like someone was like clutching my throat, and I was like gasping to try and like breathe. And on a whim, not really a whim, I guess. I guess I got like a hunch. I was just like, this seems kind of familiar. And so we went and got. I asked someone to go get COVID tests, and I was right. It was COVID, and that sucks. I forgot how much it sucks to go through that. I mean, is it like the worst? No, but when you're me and you have like asthma, it really just goes right for your lungs, and it's just not pleasant at all. But hey, we're on the other side. I'm back in the swing of things, and we're back to recording. So yeah, I'm pretty happy about that. So yeah, let's just jump right into it. We're going to go back into things. Last episode was the first back in Chapter 2. We're just going full bore. It was fun. More games, more good times. Still subtle, like, hints at things to come, but now we have a better idea of what's going to happen. So like the really subtle just like nods and references are a little more impactful, which is really fun. But yeah, we'll see what kind of shenanigans we get up to, because again, as far as I'm aware, we're essentially just going to be looking at different events across like a similar time frame. Because it looks like this is taking place roughly around the same time the last game started. Maybe a little earlier or a little later. Because at this point, it was pretty clear he didn't even know what Watanagashi was yet. Which we saw was explained to him, and explained to Keiichi in the first game. So, yeah, we'll have to see where this goes. But, I mean, I imagine it's going to be mostly positive for the most part. Again, like the last game. And then it'll have, like, the weird, creepy twist, you know, about 2/3 of the way through, maybe, or you know, maybe sooner though, because this is assuming that we're coming back. So maybe the creators assumed that by this point we would be in the know, which would make sense. Because why would you start with this game? I don't know. Anyway, enough rambling. Let's go. I know, right? I definitely could relate with this harder when I wasn't on night shift. But now that I'm on night shift, it's like, I don't know. It's always a battle trying to not be sleepy. Mion spoke with a voice that went so far as to make whoever heard it lethargic. Nah, I don't think that's what she wants. She just wants some, like, empathy. It was almost 3 o'clock. 6th period was almost over. By the way, Satoko and everyone else in the lower grades ended their school day after 5th period, so they were probably running around the schoolyard right now. I had no idea about that. I could hear their joy-filled voices coming through there right now. Oh, what I would give to be able to join them.
ほら、みーちゃんは委員長さんなんだから、もっと頑張らないと。寝ちゃダメだよ。
私さ、クラス委員長じゃなくて、水泳部の部長がいいんだよ。
Is that like fisticuffs boxing or like packaging? Probably the fisticuffs.
いっぱい寝れるから。
Are you saying that because they get punched in the head?
ほう？してその心は？
水泳部なだけに、
Oh.
睡眠グー。
It's even
なん
worse.
ちゃって。
It's like a dad joke. Oh my gosh. Bam! The teacher cackled as she hit the back of Mion's head with a quarter of a textbook.
お後がよろしいようで、今日はこれくらいにしましょう。委員長、号令。起立！気をつけ！
Mion, who had been half asleep, became lively again the moment she heard class was over. It must be delightful to be that shrewd. Homeroom was done after the lower grades had finished their lessons, so we were free to go. It was one of the odd rules we had at a mixed grade school. When they knew class was over, Satoko and Rika-chan returned to the classroom.
お疲れ様なのです。さあ、楽しい部活の時間ですのよ。
Happy fun club time! Yay! Never's depressing and horrible around here.
よっしゃ、そうだね。今日は何をしようかね。
ねえみーちゃん、
What's quite a second wind you have there?
今日は昨日のイベントの続きにはならないの？
Oh, you mean are you talking about the tournament?
そうそう、そうですわ。あれだけ大盛り上がりして尻切れトンボでは納得がいきませんのよ。
まあまあ、気持ちはわかるけど、またの機会にしようよ。放課後の教室なんてしみったれたロケーションじゃなくて、もっと晴れの舞台でさ。
Okay.
俺はいつでもいいけどな。決勝戦は後輩たちも立ち会わせる約束になってるんだ。あらかじめ日取りを決めてほしいぜ。
わ
Yeah, yeah.
ー、ケイチくんすごい。応援してくれる人がいるんだね。いるんだね。
Yeah, there's no altruistic reasons for that at all.
レナにも応援してくれる人いないかな。
I couldn't help but watch as Rena entered her pining maiden mode.
手は抜けないけど、レナの優勝、俺が祈ってるぜ。
With a what is that word? Sakarian? I'm literally, my mind is like reeling. So I'm like, what is that? What does that even mean? I don't know if I don't think I've ever even heard of that word. A lot of times I'll see words, I'm like, oh, I've never seen it written down before, but I'm at least roughly familiar with that. I have no idea what that's supposed to be. Sakarian? Sachar with a chagrin? Oh, is it chagrin? Dude, that is if that's chagrin, I must have never seen that one before because that looks just bizarre. With a chagrin Keiichi brand smile, I ruffled Rena's hair roughly. Like that sounds like it's like a restating, but it's not. Ruffled and roughly are completely different words, but it feels like you're repeating the word roughly twice.
ケイチくん、それどういう？
Yeah, cute Rena. Like it's nice. It's nice that you're not psychopathic right now. Rena turned bright red and short-circuited, smoke blowing from both her ears. Gazing into her eyes, a strange scene of me holding hands with Rena and skipping through a flower bed was reflected there. Even if it was in somebody else's imagination, it was terribly troubling.
レナ殺しのケイイチなのです。
When Rika-chan said that, everyone burst out laughing at once.
でもそのレナはサトコやリカちゃんキラーなわけでしょ？
Oh, that's terrifying. That's terrifying to say. Oh no, because like... No, I'm thinking too much of this. Because I did say how odd it was at the end of chapter 1, how Rena, how like Satoko and Rika just seemed to vanish. Is there something to that?
確かにレナさんには勝てないかもしれませんけど、私たちはケイイチさんには負けませんでしたよ。
Well, maybe it's like a rock, paper, scissors thing, where like Keiichi could beat Rena, but he can't beat you two, where Rena can beat you two, but but she can't defeat Keiichi.
へえ、なんだか面白い相関図だな。俺たちの強さってジャ
Oh
ン
my
ケンみたい
gosh.
に相性があるわけだ。
Well, okay. I'm just on a vibe, apparently.
でもそれ、ミオンが抜けてるな。
She's probably the rock, paper, scissors, dynamite cheat mode that pops in occasionally.
当たり前でしょ。私、相性なんか関係なく、誰にでも負けないし。
I clicked early. Mion leered with a gaze befitting a club president, no befitting an empress. The mood in the room became more lively. It was like a good moment as any to get started.
さーて、ぼちぼち始めようかね。
Yeah?
それでみーちゃん、今日は何をやるのかな？
Mion let out a small interjection as she rummaged through the so-called club locker. Every time I look, there's a ton of things getting crammed in there. Everything that's jammed in the locker is a game of some kind, you know? On top of that, things usually go for penalty games like cat ears and collars are kept in there. The capacity for that thing is unfathomable. That locker maybe is actually extended through the wall in the 4th dimension? That's my theory, anyway. If not that, then how else could you explain how someone could pull out item after item? After Mion touched her hand to her chin briefly in thought, she turned around without pulling out any games.
今日はさ、ちょっとシンプルに言ってみようかね。大道具を使ったゲームばかりってのも大味で良くないでしょ？
No. I prefer that,
どんなゲー
personally.
ムでもみんなでやれば大盛り上がりしますです。そうだね。そうだね。
Greta and I both expressed our agreement. I feel the same way. With this group, there's no doubt even if we're pulling weeds from the school grounds, it would be fun.
私は楽しくないですわ。草むしりなんか。
あ、やっぱりか？っていうか、さとこ、人の表情を見て考えを読むのはやめよう。
Yeah, that was a little creepy.
ケイチ君は顔に考えてることがすぐ出るからね。すぐ分かっちゃうんだよ。
Oh, interesting. Remember all the comments about, like, we know when you're lying? Like, maybe it really was just reading body language, and it wasn't, like, some, like, super spy network they had. I've always been told that, but ever since I transferred, it seems like I've been especially bad. I need to develop a poker face, or I could be in for a rough time.
はーい、みんな傾聴
Oh boy.
ルールを説明するよ。
We all immediately cut the idle chatter and put on stern expressions. In no time at all, everyone's gaze focused like a tiger or a shark listening intently. That's right. From the point where the rules are explained, the match has already begun.
今日のゲームは割とパーティーゲームでは知られてるやつなんだけどね。
It's funny because, like, immediately coming to mind is the party game where you take turns going around a group and you have to try and make each person laugh in turn. And if you laugh, you're out, and the last person standing wins.
シンパシーって言うんだけど、聞いたことある人いる？
Sympathy. It means to share someone's feelings, right? Huh, maybe I might know this.
みーちゃん、それひょっとしてお題目を決めてみんなで連想する言葉を書いて、同じ答えを書いた人が多ければ多いほど得点っていうゲームかな。だったらレナ知ってるよ。
Ah, I remember. I recall playing a game like that in grade school where we were on the bus during field trips.
知らないゲームでしたよ。説明してほしいですわね。
まずね、親がお題目を決めるんだよ。例えばデザートっていうお題目を決めたとする。
Alright, well, first thing that came to mind is a cookie.
さとこはデザートって言われたら真っ先に何を思いつくかな？
そうですわね。例えばプリンとか。
オッケー。だったらさとこは手元のメモにプで全員で一斉の背で答えを公開し合う。
Right?
でプリンって書いた人が2人以上いれば得点。いればいるほど高得点だから、全員が同じ答えだったら最大5点入るわけ。
But then that means everyone's tying.
みんなと同じ答えになるように考えるのがコツなのです。
Okay, so I kind of get it, but what's the strategy there? You just have to consistently guess what most people are going to guess, because then everyone else is also getting that same range of points. So, like, it's just you have to be consistent with it. That'd be the only way you could really gain an advantage. That's a tough game. It really is, because, like, you gotta play the group, but if the group knows each other well enough, they're all gonna play the group and they're all gonna do equally well, and it's gonna get to this point where everyone's putting down almost the same answer every time. Because then you can strategically try and sabotage the group by going, like, off script or picking something like a little more obscure, but that means you're not getting any points either. It was exactly as Rika-chan said. The point of the game was to think in a way so that you have the same answer as everyone else. For example, even if you heard the word dessert and immediately thought of strawberry sundae, if your answer didn't match up with everyone else's, you didn't get any points. That's why you have to hold off on the answer and change to one that seems like one everyone else will choose. But if they're all doing that, that's going to make things really interesting. The key becomes not what you think yourself, but being able to predict what everyone else will answer. It's a very high-level intellectual game.
みー、さとこのために一回だけ練習をしてみましょうです。
オッケー。親は部長である私でいいよね。お題目を何か適当に。
Taking out our literature's textbook, she began flipping to a random page.
じゃあ一回だけ練習せんね。最初のお題目はかき氷。
Okay. Shaved ice. So, shaved ice is something that's usually associated with summer. maybe because of like who's here and everyone that's going on, my guess would be maybe festival, because it's not like just summer, but like a festival is usually the place you would go to get it.
かき氷って言ったら決まってるよね。
Among the standard flavors of shaved ice are strawberry, melon, and blue Hawaii. The most popular amongst these is obviously melon.
みんな書いた？じゃあ一斉に公開するよ。一斉のせ。
いちごんとき。
So there's 2 strawberries. What is that one? Ujigentoki? That was not Rena, Rika's answer, I think. I'm the only one with melon.
お前らイチゴなんてスタンダードなつまんねえの選ぶだよな。おいレナ、かき氷でイチゴなんか頼むかよ。夏祭りで一番早く売り切れるのはメロンって決まってるんだぜ。
レナもメロン味は好きだよ。でもやっぱりイチゴ味だよね。
ケイちゃん、確かに私も選ぶならメロンにするよ。だけどね、これは連想ゲームだよ。かき氷って言ったらまず筆頭はイチゴでしょ。
Interesting. Not sure. I think it's like shaved ice is a thing here in America, obviously, but first of all, melon, I'm not sure if that's a flavor that I even commonly see. Strawberry would be there too, but I also heard from somewhere that like it's more the color than the actual flavor, that most of those flavors like taste the same. They don't really have a difference. I don't know if that's the case all the time. I imagine that's mostly on just the cheap ones, but anyway, weird. I'm still not entirely convinced, but in any case, it's a type of game.
リカのは何て書いてありますの？それかき氷ですの？宇治金時です。
Yeah, what is that?
たまらない美味しさなのですよ。
Well, it might be delicious, sure, but it's not exactly run of the mill. Still, that's a pretty refined choice.
さとこ、これで大体わかったかな。イチゴって書いた人は仲間が3人いるから3点獲得。この調子で点を競っていくわけ。
わかりましたわ。それよりミオンさん、今日の罰ゲームは何にしますですの？やっぱりあるんだね。何かな？
何にしようかね。ケイちゃん、何か提案ある？
Oh, put the ball in his court, huh? Because you anticipate he's gonna lose.
罰ゲーム？そうだな。小学校の頃罰ゲームってのがあったら、やっぱりあれだよな。そう、荷物持ちだ。
Schlepping? What is that? I swear I've heard that before.
つまり負けた人が全員の荷物を持たされて運ぶってやつでしょ。
Okay.
男子がよくやってるね。全身ランドセルだらけにして歩いてる小学生よく見るし。
でもどうするの？さとこちゃんとリカちゃんのお家は私たちとは逆方向だよ。
じゃあ1位の荷物をビリが家まで運んであげるでいいんじゃない？
Okay.
全員の荷物の宅配だと結構いい距離になっちゃうしね。
それくらいならいいかもね。なんだか今日の罰ゲームは簡単ですわね。
It sounds like Keiichi has a lot to win here. Like, if he wins, then no matter what happens, it's gonna be fun.
この程度の罰ゲームではケイイチさんにやらせても面白くありませんわ。
じゃあもうちょっとレベルアップしようかね。
Oh, really?
ただ荷物運びをするだけじゃなく、これを着て荷物運びをしてもらうというのはどうかな。
Oh, no.
なぜにメイド服？
Oh, no.
かいいけど、そんなの嫌。
I think we already know. Fate has been sealed. Keiichi's going down.
でもケイイチさんが負けた場合はどうしますの？ケイイチさんに着れるサイズがなければ。
そこは抜かりないよ。ケイちゃん用にちゃん
Oh
と
my
XL サイズも用意してあるもんね。
That's evil.
さあケイちゃん、覚悟はいい？
I feel like he has the most to lose here.
メイドコスさせて外を練り歩かせてあげるよ。
カチューシャからガーターベルトにショーツまで
Oh my
揃
gosh.
ってるんだからね。
Again, over prepared. She's been thinking about this way too long already.
絶対変だ。なんでそんなものがサイズごとに全部ロッカーに入ってるんだよ。
You know, I'm starting to agree. People are talking about it compares to like the extra dimensional space that is the locker for fetch. Sachi in Fruit of Grisaya. And you're not wrong. This locker is seeming to grow in conceptual size every day. Freaking bag of holding. Locker of holding. This is bad, Keiichi Maibara. Somehow, it's become a situation where only my failure results in an overtly cruel price to pay. What if I make a mistake and lose? I wouldn't be able to walk around in broad daylight anymore. Oh man, about the Maibara boy. Did you hear about him? Seems like he had a perchance of cross-dressing. Oh, am I really? That'd be so embarrassing, you know? Oh, ho, ho, ho. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Like,
それは辛すぎる。
that's just incredibly brutal. If we were to return to this penalty to some semblance of normalcy, now's the only time. Everybody, I think we should refrain from this unwholesome penalty game. Why the only way back home from school? Do we have to be accompanied by a girl wearing a maid uniform and carrying our baggage? Having them say master while dragging them around in the village is such an embarrassing outfit. Pant. Wait, why am I panting? What is this? This feeling like I'm sorry. Oh my gosh, he's awakening.
ねえ、やっぱり普通の荷物持ちにしようよ。ほら、ケイチ君も固まっちゃってるし。
Boom. Burning with passion, I firmly place my hands on Rena's shoulders.
レナ、罰ゲームが何かが問題じゃない。
Oh my. You know, maybe he just rolled. Maybe he's down with it. I mean, to each their own.
勝てばいいのさ。そうだろ、みんな。
I turned to everyone with an idiotic grin and my pearly whites flashing with a brilliant gleam.
お、ケイちゃん、分かってきたね。どんな罰ゲームでも恐れない。勝てばいいんだから。だよな、みんな。えい、えい。
Oi! From Mion to Rika, everybody energetically thrust their fists up high. Only Rena seems somewhat undecided, standing there looking flustered. She's a little bit slow, isn't she? She wins even for Rena. It's quite a delectable opportunity.
おいおいレナ、これかなりのビッグチャンスだぜ。メイド服のリカちゃんはサトコをお持ち帰りできる史上最強のチャンスなんだぞ。
Sploosh. Rena began spouting a fountain of blood from her nose. The look at her eyes completely changed. She shifted into cute mode. I was waiting for this, Rena. That look at her eyes.
お持ち帰り。別にケイチ君でもミーちゃんでもいいんだよ。
よーし。
Here we
全員
go.
覚悟は決まったね。じゃあメモの用意。第1問。いくよ。
Rena opened up her textbook to a random page and read out a word that caught her eye.
まず最初のお題目は夏休み。
Alright, summer break. There's a lot of potential in that sentence. Summer break. What's everyone else going to say? Man, that's a tough one. It's so open-ended. It'd be like there's so many potentials. It makes it difficult for me to be able to nail down one. There's bike riding, there's sunshine, there's, again, festivals. I don't know. If I were to say, I'd probably say bike riding, but that's just me. Is yet another quite abstract keyword. Well then, let's not worry about it too much and start with something like this.
いい？いくよ。いっせーのせ。
On Mion's signal, everybody simultaneously held up what they wrote. Let's see, what did everyone write?
蚊取り線香。
Hey, I was actually right. Summer festival.
お、レナと私が同じ答えだね。よっしゃ、2点獲得。
でも、さとこちゃんの花火ってのもいいよね。
That is a good one.
リカちゃんの蚊取り線香ってのも季語みたいでとってもいいと思うよ。
Mosquito coil, is that like the netting that keeps you safe from them or what?
どの答えも実に涼やかなのです。
夏休みまでもうすぐだね。今年の夏はどうやって過ごすかな。
Oh yeah, I wonder. Invigorating words that invoke the image of a summer break. Certainly things that enrich the soul. As everybody approaches the soon-to-come summer break, a plethora of dreams should begin etched upon their thoughts.
ところでケイイチさんの答えは何ですの？早く見せなさいでございますわ。
俺のは大した答えじゃ。
ダメダメ、見せるのがルールなんだから。ほら。
やめろよ。見るな。
What did you write down? Homework. Why? The room went silent. Nobody could really follow up that response. It's as if my impertinent answer had somehow sullied the wonderful dreams of the coming summer break.
ケイイチくんの夏休みって楽しくなかったんだね。
Oh, now they just pity him.
大丈夫ですよ。今年の夏はみんなで過ごしましょうです。ケイイチを一人ぼっちにはしませんですよ。
Aw. Rika-chan gently patted my head. Well, what exactly did summer break mean to me? Summer courses, observing sunflowers, practice exams, special summers focused seminars. I know nothing of hot summers, because I've always been in air-conditioned cram school. Ugh, the tears, That's really
ケイ
sad.
ちゃんの夏休み、灰色だったんだね。
Dang, that does suck.
そんな哀れみの目で俺を見るんじゃねえ。
Don't look at me. This game called Sympathy may be more terrifying than I could ever imagine.
まあとにかく私とレナは2点獲得ね。
Moving on.
続けていくよ。次は
Fish. Maybe stream? Personally, I love lakes, but I'm trying to guess what they're gonna say. Stream. Maybe koi? For koi fish. So it's fish. Come to think of it, I haven't eaten sushi in a while. That's fair. Food, I hadn't even thought about the food aspect. By the way, rather than lean tuna, I'm quite a connoisseur in things like flounder. I wonder who will match with this answer. Because for a Japanese person, anyone would think of this.
じゃあいいかみんな。
What is it gonna be?
今度は俺から公開するぜ。いっせーのせ。
Sushi. How about that for an answer? When you see a lively fish, do you want to steam it or grill it? No, I have fresh sashimi as the epitome of cuisine. Rather than white sashimi, however, I'll choose a more amiable term, sushi. That's my cunning ploy. But contrary to the intrepid resolve in my reply, everybody's expression was lidless.
そうだよね。お魚ってお寿司は美味しいもんね。
そんな道場っぽく言うな。
じゃあ残る全員も公開するよ。いっせーの。イルカ。
What?
水族館。
They're not even fish!
水族館。
Aquarium makes sense.
理科と同じ答えですわね。2点獲得ですわ。
I'm Keiichi. I think we're in trouble. You're the only one without points now. That's not a fish!
私も考えたんだけどね。イルカにしちゃった。
They're not fish!
ああ、そうだったの？レナは最初イルカって書いたんだけど、誰も書かないかなって思って。どちらもとっても可愛いのですよ。
They're not fish! Everyone excluding me stopped and stared blankly as their thoughts drifted over the horizon. Seems as if they could hear the roar of the open sea from over there.
これで全員2点獲得ですわね。ケイイチさん以外。
Shush your face!
ケイイチくんの答え0点だけど、レナはとっても独創的で面白いと思うな。
Unique!
思うな。
Besides aquarium, he was the only one that had a fish in his answer.
魚と聞いて真っ先に食用に走るとは。ケイちゃん、心の貧しさを恥じた方がいいよ。
That's so sad.
心が貧しいとか言うな。だいたいミオンとレナの答えはなんだよ。魚類じゃないぞそれ。哺乳類だし。
Thank you.
全会一致で却下。次の問題いくよ。
Oh yeah, the objection doesn't make it doesn't matter. It's kind of like what's it, the Family Feud show where they have like the top 100 answers when they ask the question in a poll. Even if the answer made no sense, if it was what people responded with, that's the point of the game. So like, even though their answers are stupid, you can't say it's a penalty because they don't technically qualify in real life. It's what they comes to mind. It's not what actually is real, even though it's annoying. What a horrid game this is today. And the game's piled on and on. It seems as if I'll further expose as a petty human being. I'm the only one who still hasn't earned any points. I want to at least get a point for the next round.
さて次のお題目は
Alright. Sakura. Ooh, flower. That's the first thing that comes into my head. Most people are gotta think about that, right? Of course, in Japan, does that just mean flower, like cherry blossom? Like it literally means cherry blossom, so like is flower. So maybe the best answer would be spring. Dang it! This time I'll do it. Keep your cool, Keiichi Baibara. Don't think what you would normally think. Everybody else here is a girl. Stop thinking like a man. If you write down Sakura Mochi, you'll be the only one repeating the tragedies of the past. Throw away that gastrocentric male sensibility. Fetch me. Just now think of yourself as a girl. You are a girl. You are a girl. I am a girl.
みんな書けたかな？いくよ。
He's gonna say love, isn't he?
今度くらい得点できないとやばいではございませんの。
This time it's perfect. I've completely suppressed my own instincts. This time I will have a match. No, I will make it match. You also just cheat.
ケイイチ君今度は自信たっぷりだね。レナね、今度はケイイチ君と会うようにね、男の子の身になって考えたんだよ。
Uh-oh.
桜餅。
No!
僕も大好きなのです。炊きましたですよ。
No! Ren and Rika giggle together. I'm so sorry, man.
今頃になって食い気を出すんじゃねえ。
ではケイイチさんは私と同じではございませんこと？
Hanami.
お花見ですのよ。
I've heard of a Hanami. I just, like, I can't remember. I don't remember what it is.
そうだよね。
Oh, is Hanami, like, is that like the festival or the, like, going out to look at the cherry blossoms? Like, it's not really a festival, but, like, it's like that, like, going out to go see them, maybe?
桜って言ったらお花見しかないでしょ。私も書いたよ。
Mion and Satoko's response was Hanami. Hanami? Seriously?
お花見なんて酒盛りして地帯を晒す親父イベントの定番だろうが。なんで今頃になってあっさり女の子な答えを放棄するんだよ。
じゃあ何ケイちゃん。
Uh-oh.
あんたどんな女の子の答えを書いたわけ？
Oh, no. So no points for him, and he's embarrassed.
なんでもないよ。次行こう、次。あ。
Before I knew it, Rika-chan had circled behind me and was intently reading the memo I had behind my back.
口紅って書いてありますです。
Card Master? Oh, is that like the anime show? Oh, shoot. Card Master Sakura. That's probably like a non-ubiquitous term that's relating to a real anime. It wasn't there card capture? Card Captor Sakura. Isn't that like the actual show? I remember watching that. Like, it was like a rebroadcast that was up late at night on like some channel or other. I remember I only watched like a few episodes of it, but I thought that the concept was fascinating, and it's funny because at the time it was like my first real look at anime, but I didn't know what it was. I just thought the art style was interesting. I was pretty young. It became dead quiet. The abrupt silence enveloped the room. It would be fine if somebody at least laughed at me or played it off as something dumb, but nobody even flinched. The feeling in the pit of my stomach reached critical mass, causing my once blood-drained face to flush with a sudden wave of heat. Sakura could only mean Card Master Sakura, can't it? It's a super popular anime. It's broadcast every week on the government-run networks. It's broken through to even demographics from little girls to grown men. You've seen it, haven't you? No, you've definitely seen it. I've even seen it.
いや、そんな力説しなくてもよく知ってるよ。
It's that thingy where she fights a different costume every week, right? So again, this is one of those things where like some of the lines were cut for some reason. I guess, oh, so maybe that is the real name because they're cutting like some of like the descriptions of the show because maybe that was copyrighted issues.
うん、知ってる知ってる。
Yep. It's cute, isn't it? Granted, sometimes browses through it at the magazine stand to keep up with the story. I saw it for the first time recently. Sakura is cool and so cheerful all the time. I like the girl who's always filming with the camcorder. It's not just popular with little girls, it's surprisingly well received by older boys, isn't it? To think that Kei-chan was one of those. I feel like I had inadvertently blurted out something unnecessary and I completely self-destructed, but that wasn't the main problem. So you all know about it, don't you? Then why didn't you write it down? Sakura meant Sakura Kinomoto. Sakura-tan Pant. Oh gosh. Cardmaster Sakura is the right answer! Pumped. Mion quietly put her hand on my shoulder.
ケイちゃん、今確信したわ。ケイちゃんは骨の髄まで
A geezer? He's an old
親父な
man!
んだよ。強制不能なくらい。
なんでみんなそんな同情的な目で見るんだ
To be fair, if I'm not mistaken, the fact that I know about this show is pretty impressive.
そんなことないよ、ケイチくん。さあ、頑張ろう。ここから大逆転だよ。親父なケイチさんに逆転などありえませんわ。おとなしく今日の罰ゲームをおくらいなさいませ。
What was today's penalty game again?
メイドさん衣装、カチューシャ、ガーターベルト付きで1位の人の荷物を運ぶのですよ。
But do we have a winner yet? I feel like it's still kind of tied, right? Yeah, everyone has like 4 points now.
我が部の部員ならこの絶対不利を覆してごらん。さあさあ続けていくよ。
Poor Keiichi. So do we see the fallout here, or is it just gonna skip over it? This music is pretty pleasant. I think they broke him. He's broken.
ああ、ケイチくんが嬉しそうだよ。なんでだろう、なんでだろう。
きっと女装の喜びに目覚めちゃったんだよ。
あ、ケイチくん、カチューシャ落ちそうだよ。直してあげるね。
Rihanna cheerfully adjusted the hairband that had been enshrined upon my head.
どうよケイちゃん、本物の女の子の前で女の子の格好をする快感に目覚めたりとかした？
I'm so sorry, dude. Even if you like that, it sucks to have it be pulled down to the light on upon you discovering the side of yourself.
正直に言ってごらん。大丈夫。笑ったりしないから。
Yes, you will.
てめえぶっ殺す
Hey. You're right about that. Swinging Mion's bag about wildly, I chased her in circles for a bit. Today's loser was quickly decided to be me. When I had been assured of finishing last, Mion showed me her true power. She began racking up points with an iron fist, and in the end, we didn't even have to add up the score to know who was on top. Guess this is her revenge. After that, in the changing room, with much wailing and gnashing of teeth, pushing the boundaries of shame and brutality, I was instructed by Mion on how to put everything on from ribbons to underwear. Oh, I'm so sorry. Darn you, Mion. What do you mean knowing this will come in handy one day?
男がエプロンドレスの着方を習って人生のどこで役に立つってんだよ
To be fair, I didn't ever think that was very complicated, but I also haven't put a whole lot of thought into that. Huh, not sure if I want to.
ケイちゃん声大きい声大きい。黙ってりゃ演劇のお稽古くらいでごまかせるんだから。
Uh-huh.
そうだよ。大騒ぎしたらその個性的な趣味の人だって勘ぐられちゃうよ。
By the way, do we have a plan for him to change? Excuse me. I still have a lingering cough. So that was like a bad idea to try. I shuddered from head to toe, resisting an urge to scream. I'm so sorry,
で
man.
もケイちゃんってさ、お肌のキメ細かいよね。
That's not what I want to hear.
お化粧のノリがいいってよく言われない？
Saying that, Mion gently rubbed my cheek. What kind of man gets praised for being easy to apply makeup on them?
メイドさんのカチューシャをつけた感想はどう？
I wanna die!
これぞまさに画量転生。カチューシャこそがメイド衣装の真骨頂だもんね。
何が画量転生だ。バカこら、いじるな。
ケイチくん照れてる。かいい。
そうそう。男の人ってフリフリとかって好きなんだよね。
Not on them!
どうよ。それを自分で身につけてみた感想は？
感想なんて別に。バカやめろ。めくるな。
キュッとするでしょ。歩くたびに足元スースーするの。
Stop
ち
it!
ゃんと感じてる。
Mion, no! Stop! Don't whisper such strange things in my ear. My miserable manhood suddenly shifted.
赤くなってる赤くなってる。やっと気づいたかな。そう、今ケイちゃんは成人男子垂涎のメイドさんそのものなんだよ。
He's just gonna die, right? His heart will just stop. He will just lose his will to live. Stop it, Mion! Really? Why do you have to whisper it right in my ear?
メイドさんをギューって抱きしめたいって思ったことない？ケイちゃんは今ね、そのメイドさんと一体化してるの。わかる？それはね、肌を重ねるよりもずっと近い距離。
She's trying to corrupt us. She's trying to make us into something.
ほら、息吹や鼓動が聞こえてこない？
みーちゃん、それって。
On the verge of overheating, a long red line flowed out of Rena's nose.
ちゃんとお化粧して、ケイちゃん好みのストレートロングのカツラかぶせて、ケイちゃんの理想をそのままの美少女にコーディネートしてあげるよ。
Oh my gosh, no!
そしたらさ、私と一緒に街を歩こうよ。きっと男たちの視線を独り占め。それはきっととても気持ちのいいことだよ。
No, it would not. That's the other thing too, is like, there's definitely like, what is it like? I'll say this. There are certain guys who can pull it off well enough. There are guys who could get away with it. There's even guys who, if they carry themselves right, could absolutely just pass without people even taking a second glance at them. That wouldn't be me. It'd be so blatantly obvious. It'd be so, just wouldn't even remotely work.
これである一部分を除けば本物の女の子なのにな。
First of all, well, thank you to be so kind to assume its size is not tiny. Because that's, I don't know, man. Keiichi, take the compliment as much as you can. Because where is she even getting that information from, dude? Saying that she tried to flip my skirt. Wow, this is definitely not the time. Can't let them see me with this male-eccentric problem. Crash thud. Before I realized it, Rena was caressing my head and rubbing me with her cheek.
もじもじしてるケイチくん、すごく可愛かったよ。お持ち帰り。
Peering through Rena's vice-like embrace, I saw Mion laying sprayed gold on her back. I see. This must be what Satoko and Rika-chan feel like when they become Rena's prey. After that, it took quite some time to calm Rena down from her frenzy.
じゃあね、ケイちゃん。今日は最高に楽しかったわ。
Yeah, you got your revenge.
覚えてろ、ミヨン。今日の屈辱はきっと10倍にして返す。絶対に俺が圧勝して、これ以上にすごい服着せてお持ち帰りしてやる。
おじさんに勝てたらね。その機会を楽しみにしてるわ。
Mion tossed me my clothes and looking as good in a good as mood as I've ever seen her, left. Okay, now.
ミヨンから解放された今、俺は1分1秒でも早く家に逃げ帰る必要。
そうだね。レナはみーちゃんみたいに上手じゃないから、誰かとすれ違ってもフォローしてあげられないからね。
Right. Soon after that, I went into a full-out dash. I'm pretty sure I was running at 100 meters in about 6 seconds there.
じゃあね、ケイチくん。また明日ね。
おう、また明日な。
The fact that I didn't bump into anybody I knew was probably divine favor for my constant good behavior. It's been going my way today. Has it? In that moment, the front door opened as if someone was waiting for me.
おお、ケイチ、帰ったか。お父さんはこれから散歩。
I was dumbstruck by how slow my father was to react. A normal person would have realized the peculiar scene before them about, oh hey, Keiichi.
父さん、これは、ほら、いつも話してる部活の罰ゲームなんだよ。
His dad's gonna be like, what, you don't normally dress like this?
今日はたまたま、俺が負けちゃって。
My dad placed his hand on my shoulder. It was an oddly moist and uncomfortably warm hand.
ケイチ、父さんとアトリエでちょっとお話ししような。
Uh-oh.
もちろん、母さんに。
Oh
内緒
no!
だ
He's supportive!
やだよ、父さん。俺、今から見たいテレビが。
Mion, you shall rue this day! His artistic flame raging like wildfire, my dad dragged me along and I disappeared to the depths of his studio. Oh no, he wants to do. Oh. Hopefully, he just wants to paint you.
ケイチいる？あら、お風呂だったのね。それ化粧水よ。
Don't ask questions.
いや、
That was the most awkward laugh. That was great.
それより何？
ごめんね。母さんちょっと頭が痛くて、お夕飯作れそうにないの。だから申し訳ないんだけど、お父さんと一緒に表に食べに行ってくれる？
Okay. My mom's a go-get-em superwoman at work, but it occasionally takes a toll on her health. So this kind of situation is hardly a rarity.
それはいいけど、母さんは晩飯はどうするの？
母さん一人なら適当になんとかするから。
Okay.
いってらっしゃい。
ケイチ、車で行くから早くしなさい。
Dad quickly got the car ready. He must be hungry. He only ever moves so energetically when it's time to eat.
お待たせ。
So we've seen this sprite before, but obviously it's supposed to be a different car.
で、どこに食べに行くの？
お父さんな。この間、いいお店見つけたんだよ。そこ行こうか。
My dad usually only complains about things. For him to actually praise something is unexpected. I wonder what kind of place it is that he'd rank it 3 stars. As one who seeks the way of the gourmet, I, Keiichi Maribara, am genuinely intrigued. The headlights in the car cut through the eerie darkness of Hinamizawa night, carving a straight path towards the town. I was pondering where such a gem of a restaurant could be hiding away. It was shockingly the family restaurant right by the station.
父さんの言ういい店ってここ？
The words Angel Mort were written on a very familiar restaurant-esque cartoonish logo. It had the air of a girl-oriented all-you-can-eat cake buffet rather than a proper restaurant.
ケイチは入ったことないだろう。
Come to think of it, I hadn't. There had been some times where I traveled far to faraway towns to eat, but returning only as far as Okinomiya Station, there really was no reason to dine out. Home was just a stone's throw away after all. I see. That was the whole reason I never noticed it before. If we go in there, okay, so I'm already looking at the picture, and I was just about to theorize, saying like, I wonder if, if it's gonna be like a maid cafe or have like a maid theme, and we're gonna go in and we're going to see Mion dressed as a maid serving because she's helping her uncle again, and we're gonna get our revenge right away. We stopped the car in the restaurant's parking lot. It seemed like a business is booming. There's quite a few cars parked here. But what really amazes me are the license plates. There's a lot of them that can't be from this area. Fukuyama, Nagoya, well that's fine. Chiba? Saitama? Opening up my mental geography book, I calculated how long it would have taken to get here via a major highway.
ケイチもどうやらこの店の凄みに気づいたようだな。
Yeah, what's this random hole in the wall doing?
どういうこと？この店に来るためにこんなに遠方から人が来るってこと？
Following my dad, I climbed the steps and entered the building. What is it? What is it? The bell attached to the door clattered as we entered, and the waitress soon greeted us. After confirming our party size and whether we wanted smoking or non-smoking seating, she guided us inside. I ordered 2 of the daily specials. Wow, look at that dessert menu. It seemed they were really ready-made, so there wasn't much of a wait until all our meals were brought to us. The taste was, no offense to Dad, not so different from your run-of-the-mill family restaurant.
味だけで言えば普通のファミレスに見える。
味なんかはどうでもいいんだ、ケイチ。なあ、いいだろう。
It is the staff. How has he not noticed? I see. It's just maybe that the food here might be nothing more than average. The demographic of the customers was pretty much all young men. It may call itself a family restaurant, but there wasn't a single table with family. And yet it was packed. The parking lot was filled with cars from all corners of the country. If they didn't come from far and wide to eat the completely mediocre food, then there's only one other reason. Dad flagged down a nearby waitress.
すみません。セットのデザートがまだ来ないんですけど。
I
申し訳ございません。
knew it! It wasn't Maid. It was whatever this is. Ah, Japan. And can't complain. Our version of this is Hooters. Frankly, Japan, maid cafes and costume cafes have a lot more sensibility and tact, in my opinion.
日替わり A セットのデザートです。さっきからずーっと待ってるんですけどね。
How does he not know it's Mion?
すみません。すぐにお持ちしますので。
That's totally Mion, right? The apparently rookie waitress rushed off flustered.
父さん、ひょっとしてこの店って。
いいだろう。ここのウェイトレスさんの制服。
Bam!
何をするんだケイチ。父さんにも殴られたことないのに。
My own father never hit me.
俺は息子だ。
いいかケイチ。父さんは決して不埒なつもりで来ているんじゃないんだぞ。
That's bullcrap!
グッドでキュートでエキセントリックな衣装から受けるインプレッションを。
Oh, sure. Pull the I'm an artist card.
芸術的インスピレーションを。
No.
お前に感じさせてやりたかったんだよ。お前だってこういう刺激を求めていたはずだ。そうだろう。でも一人じゃ恥ずかしい。
That's what it is.
分かってる。だから父さんが無理やり連れてきたんだ。父さんのせいにしていいんだぞ。父さんが泥をかぶったとしても圭一にはこの気持ちを分かって欲しかったんだ。ああ、トイレ行ってくる。
I'm sure you do. My father's always had a bad habit of trying to hide his embarrassment using incomprehensible nonsense as a smokescreen. I want to believe that this weirdness won't be genetic. Continuing his one-sided rambling, my father stood up and headed to the washroom. With him gone, I was left alone in the booth. Finally, at this time, a feeling of embarrassment welled up inside me. I had nothing to do but go beet red with shame. The waitress from before returned, her eyes alternating between the order slip and the table. Arriving at my seat, she hesitantly tried to say something. A more veteran waitress offered her some advice from over her shoulder. Just calm down, say sorry for the wait.
大変お待たせして申し訳ありませんでした。
Oh my gosh. Right, just like that. Do your best. Whispering that into her ear, the veteran waitress left. The waitress must have just been hired. With an absolute lack of confidence, she moved hesitantly, maybe even somewhat perilously, just watching her put me on edge. I silently watched as she placed the dessert on the table with an inexperienced hand. But it's just as Dad said, what an incredible uniforms these are. They were like a bunny girl plus a maid plus some sort of frilly outfit, all the perfect ratio. Must certainly a rather dubiously charming kind of fashion. In any case, there's no way appeared to be proper waitress. What should I do? I was catching glimpses of too many things. That is, I didn't know where I should look. Wearing something like that, walking around the restaurant, as bad as it could be for digestion. Even though she was wearing the outfit, this particular waitress had no idea what to do either. The flustered state, which without a doubt should be attributed to the amount of bare skin showing rather than being new to the job. Both the waitress and I mutually avoided eye contact. What a platonically embarrassing feeling this is. I'm a customer, you know? It's alright to be more straightforward. My nose started to bleed. At that moment, our eyes just happened to meet. Both of us blinked, doubting who we were looking at. I knew it! What? This is...
Mion だよな。
Uh-oh. On top of her hair being let down, she was so far removed from her usual confidence-filled attitude, I didn't realize it was her at all. It was Mion! Why is she here?
お前、なんでこんなとこで働いてるんだよ。
Oh, wow.
おじさんのお店の手伝い。
It's like a whole different side of her. Dang. Come to think of it, I did hear her talk about her relatives having stores in town, that she sometimes works part-time to help them.
おー。
Uh-oh.
それはご苦労さんなことで。
The nervous feeling I had dissipated in an instant. Knowing that this was Mion, there's no reason to feel that way. Well, actually, my animal instincts tell me the power balance between Mion and myself had been turned upside down. That's right, I'm a customer. My position is superior to hers. The humiliation from today's penalty game was cutting through the recesses of my mind. Dude, you might be a customer. She can still spit in your food. Don't mistreat her just because she seems to be within your power because she can't talk back. There really is a god. For him to grant me this opportunity for revenge. Noticing the flames of vengeance burning in my eyes, Mion took a step back.
しかし、こうしてみると、
Oh my
結構
gosh.
そういう服も似合ってるじゃねえの。
恥ずかしいんだからあまり見ないでよ。
Oh my gosh, Mion! I confirmed my preemptive strike was a clean hit. There's no mistaking that Mion is currently defenseless. While confirming my attack was successful, I simultaneously lined up a combo.
ミオンって結構胸があるから、今にも見えちゃいそうだよな。
Oh my gosh, you freaking... Oh! Dude. Really? Really?
お客さんみんな見てるぞ、きっと。
そんなこと。
恥ずかしがったふりしてもダメだからな。ミオンはそういう恥ずかしい衣装で男の目を引いて楽しんでんだろ。じゃなきゃそんな格好できないもんな。
Hey, that's an awful attitude.
私だって好きでこんなしてるわけじゃ。
Is this alright, Keiichi, everybody? No, it's not! Aren't you taking this a little too far? Even if it's a payback for humiliation during the day. Isn't this too much? Yes. Hey, shut up, logic! To pay back Mion tenfold is a chance you'll hardly ever get.
こんな恥ずかしい格好して、
Oh.
お母さんは悲しんでるぞ。
You know what? You deserve your maid outfit today.
その見えそうで見えないのが最高だよな。もっとチコを寄れ。
堪忍して。
お客様への奉仕の心がまだまだでおじゃるぞよ。
どうかお許しを。
あう、お持ち帰り。
それは嫌。
Entering a version of Ren at Cute mode, blood spewing from my nose like a waterfall. I was going until I had no regrets. Dude, you're only gonna have regrets. I was going to complete this verbal humiliation, revenge for today's events.
これくらいで今日は許してやろう。はう。
Seeing that Mion's neural circuits had completely shorted from the embarrassment. I might have teased her a little too much, or so I thought, but such a meek Mion is something you'll hardly ever see. This was so good for now. Leaving aside what exactly was good.
しかし知らなかったな。天下御免のミオンがウェイトレスは苦手なんてな。
違う。
でも意外な一面だよな。昼間のミオンに見せてやりたいよ。っていうか、レナたちにも見せてやりたいな。
Oh no.
レナなんかきっと狂乱して喜ぶぞ。あいつこの店で働きたいとか言い出すんじゃないかな。
違うんです。
俺もミオンにこんな可愛い服装が似合うなんて夢にも思わなかったぜ。
だから違うんです。
While turning bright red, Mion finally spit out the words that were lodged in her throat.
違うって何がだよ。
ミオンじゃないんです。
What? Wait, really? What? I was taken aback at Mion's confusing words.
ミオンじゃないって。じゃあお前は誰だよ。園崎ミオンだろ。
ごめんなさい。言いそびれちゃってたんですけど。
What?
私、園崎シオンなんです。
Wait. Like, you're a sister, maybe?
姉がミオンなんですよ。
Older sister? Oh no! Uh-oh. I think I hear Chris Hansen coming. My eyes unconsciously widened with surprise from this brazenly crazy talk. Mion, probably thinking that there's no way such a far-fetched excuse would work, turned bright red and fidgeted nervously.
シオン？園崎？
はい。よくお姉に間違われるんです。
でも、俺に会った時、初対面とは思えない反応を示したよな。
それはいつもお姉が話してる人だから知ってたわけで。
A little bit of a cringeworthy excuse, that is. But when I looked in Mion's eyes that begged me to believe her, the urge to tease completely subsided. To us, Mion had been a leader who'd normally overflowing with confidence, a guiding force. If I were to lash out at that Mion who had ruined something I shouldn't have. That was something I would never wish for. So I understand. This foolishness here is something very different from the everyday Mion. That's why she's Shion.
そっか。だったら、悪かったな。
いえ、分かってくれればいいんです。お姉も敵の多い人ですから。
Well, now she's self-aware of the fact now, is she? I unintentionally laughed aloud. Shion laughed with me.
シオンはこういう仕事、初めてなのか？慣れてなさそうだったからさ。
実は、今日が、ケイちゃんが初めてのお客さんなの。
A little flustered after saying that, she quickly asked if it was okay for her to refer to me as that way as her sister did. Seeing that blatant quirk was so cute, I couldn't stop laughing.
おじさんの店でバイトしてるってのは前に聞いてたからさ。もっと手慣れてるものだと思ってたぜ。
あ、お店持ってる親類って他にもいるの。だから、このお店のおじさんの手伝いをするのは初めてで。
I see, makes sense. Anybody would be tentative doing a job they weren't used to.
ミオンはこの店手伝いに来ないのか？
お姉ってほら、こういう可愛いの苦手なんで。
I know what she's trying to say.
そうだな。ミオンってかっこいい系の方が似合うやつだもんな。だからこの店の手伝いはシオンちゃんが来て正解だったと思うぜ。
So, it's kind of turning kind of wholesome. I'm still not 100% sure, like, if she's actually her sister or if she's just playing a part to try and avoid embarrassment. I'm more leaning to the side that it's like kind of an excuse to separate herself because she feels so out of place. But all the same, it would be really funny if she burst in here all of a sudden and like, oh, it actually is her younger sister. Huh? Shion asked, probably something she misheard, probably thinking she misheard me. Oh, no, so she did say that. Shion, Mion, like, if she had a younger sister, it would make sense that she would be in school and that he would know about her. So, like, it's almost definitely just Mion.
その制服、ミオンなんかには絶対に似合わないと思うけど、シオンちゃんにはよく似合ってると思うしさ。
それって、
Shion, like Ren often does, spaces out and turns bright red.
どういう意味なのかな?
At least for this moment, it felt like this Shion character actually existed. Because there was no way that Mion and I knew how to decide to her. At that moment, we realized that more veteran waitress was waving at us from across the room.
園崎さん、R 入っちゃっていいですよ。
はい。
Mion finally returned to her senses. It seemed as if it was time for her to take her break.
じゃあ、私はこれで、噂のケイちゃんと話せて楽しかったです。
ミオンと勘違いしていじめて悪かったな。ミオンには改めて復讐すると伝えておいてくれ。
あ、メイドの格好をさせられて、表を歩かせられたんですよね。
Shut up! The devilish laugh and smile was exactly the same as the one I knew.
そうだ。たっぷり書かされた恥は、きっとお返しすると伝えておいてくれ。
それより私、今日いじめられたこと、お姉にチクりますから。お姉に部活で仇を取られちゃってくださいね。
はははは、上等だぜ。返り討ちにしてやら。
Mion laughed, a warm smile devoid of any remaining nervousness, and disappeared into the back. I felt like I had a very valuable experience today. That's right, for now I know the high and mighty Mion has a weak point to panic and get embarrassed about. But of all things, for her to say she has a twin sister. I thought that maybe I should ask Greta tomorrow if she really had a sister. But maybe it's better I didn't ask. It's a bit mean-spirited. I've decided that the person I met here today was Shion, the younger twin sister. So I'll refrain from doing anything that would deny that. It's not that we actually made a promise or anything, but that little exchange gave birth to a new rule between me and Mion. Somebody tapped me on the shoulder. It was my dad. That was a long trip to the washroom. He probably came up with a new idea for an art piece while he was sitting on the can. Oh, sure.
Keiichi, そろそろいいか？帰ろう。
What? Settling the bill, my father had his customer card stamped. Customer card? It was pretty much filled. Yeah, Hi, Dad, you're quite a regular customer. So he's a regular customer, you lied about that. He just mysteriously vanished to the bathroom. Ugh, that's gross.
さっきの新米ウェイトレスさんは圭一の知り合いか？
なんだ、物陰から見てたのかよ。
That is the oddest sense of tact sometimes.
学校の子かい？ひなみざわの？
うん。俺の友達のミオンってやつの妹なんだよ。学校はひなみざわじゃなくて、町野に通ってるみたいだね。学校じゃ会ったことないから。
へえ。ひなみざわの子ってみんな圭一と同じ学校に通ってるわけじゃないのか？
Yeah.
半分くらいらしいよ。半分の生徒は町の学校まではるばる自転車で登校してるんだってさ。
Can you imagine just sending your kids, like middle school, high school kids, on their bike to another city? Like, even if it's relatively close, like if it's far enough away to be a different town or city, that's insane. This way, the feeling that I was really talking to Shion came to me. What should I say to Mion tomorrow? Met your little sister, something like that. Even with Mion being like that, us having a secret between the two of us made me both a little happy and a little embarrassed. I like Mion. Like, I think Mion is probably one of the most interesting characters in the entire game. It's kind of fun seeing a Mion-centric story here. She's still crazy, but, you know, she's definitely one of the more interesting characters. So does Shion really exist? And an introduction to Angel Mort. Do the tips real quick. Double the fun, meet Shion. Alright, new tips. Is there really a Shion?
あ、ミオンさんの家族？
ああ、もっと平たく言えば、あいつに兄弟とかいないのかなって思ってさ。
I was actually wondering whether her younger twin sister named Shion really existed. And my curiosity got the better of me, so I quietly asked Satoko about it.
どうなんでございましょうね。いるやらいないやら。
What kind of answer is that? She wasn't being very clear about it. Had Satoko never gone over to Mion's house to play?
その反応からすると、会ったことがないみたいだな。
ええ、おばあさん以外にはありませんですわ。
As far as I could tell, there was already dark clouds over the Shion is real theory.
そういうのは理科が詳しいですわよ。理科に聞いてごらんなさいですわ。
Satoko raids to Rika-chan, who was basking in the sunlight.
理科、ミオンさんのご家族のことをご存知ですの？
Rika-chan was surprisingly surprised at the sudden question.
ミーには家族や親戚がいっぱいいますですから。
そんなにたくさんいるのか。例えばさ、園崎シオンってやつはいるのか？聞き間違いかもしれないから、ひょっとすると実在しないかもしれないんだけど。
C ですか？ C はいますですよ。
Okay. Huh? That was unexpected. So she was real.
よく似た名前ですのね。間違えて舌を噛んじゃいそうですわ。ミーの双子の妹さんだと聞いたことがありますですが、あまり会ったことはないのです。
Yeah, you're gonna play this up like we don't know still, huh? Rika-chan knew about her as well, but hadn't seen her much.
何年か前に法事の集まりがあった時に会ったような気がしますですよ。
Oh, I'm sure your funeral.
このクラスにいないってことは、学校は沖宮の方に通っているってわけかな。
お家も沖宮なのかもしれませんわよ。だってミョンさん自身家族とは別でおばあさんと暮らしてるわけですから。
Oh, interesting. She didn't live with her parents. That was a bit odd. Was there something between them?
とてもややこしいお家なのです。親類の数が多いらしいですから、きっといろいろと都合があるに違いないのですわ。
For now, I learned that she had a younger twin sister named Shion, but her family structure, including her own position, still seemed rather mysterious.
お、3人揃って何の話だい？おじさんも混ぜてよ。あら、
ミオンさんいいところへ。ミオンさんに双子の妹さんがいるってのは本当でございますの？
Mion. Crap.
妹？いるよ。
I don't think so. Mion grew uncharacteristically red in the face at a loss. I think she's looking at me.
あら、それは知らなかったですわ。どんな方なのかしら。ぜひ一度お顔を見てみたいですわね。
会わない方がいいよ。 全然可愛くないし、
Uh-huh.
生意気だし、
Uh-huh.
たまに電話で話すくらいで、私もしばらく会ってないし。
Why did she look like she was in such a panic? It's like she was declaring that Shion from yesterday was actually fake. Anyway, this is pretty funny, so I'll let it go for a little while longer. Another Mion under the name of Shion. Will I be able to see her if I go to that restaurant again? I had a mysterious feeling as if I made a new friend despite knowing that she and Mion were the same person. Yeah, so I like how it's never stating it outright. It's like everything in this stupid game. Like, it's not stupid. I love these games. These are great, but like, gosh darn it, does it just tease you? Teases you. All right, an introduction to Angel Mort. Reprinting from the Victorious War Photographer's Guide, April issue, Complete Conquest Analysis, Family Restaurant Chapter. Now at last we come to the blazing hot third day. To Angel Mort, a super famous restaurant, the envy of all enthusiasts, despite being located in the remote Shishibone city of XX Prefecture. Why exactly do most famous stores avoid the centers of human habitation? It can only be because it is a trial given to us by the god of war photography. It's famous locally for having the best dessert in town, but that matters not to us. If you want expensive desserts, then you can go to blank censored place or something. We aim not for sweet treats, but for sweet uniforms. The fragrant aroma of sweat wafts from these obligatory waitress uniforms, creating no less than a public torture device. How can their bashful flirtation be on par with any other restaurants in the cute uniforms all across the country? War photography hunter? Away! Sounds like a creep. The smoking areas are the real superpositions. Aim for your chance at them with the tenacity of an octopus. Rue, yesterday I failed at getting seating. Today I'll aim for the ultimate golden seat, the corner box in the smoking area. Otaku are overwhelmingly non-smokers, so I'll procure a spot in the smoking area and set up camp there. As expected of Ryu the hunter. He says that his victory was decided the moment he chose his seat. In actuality, Ryu used the same tactic during the grand opening of Akihabara's Blank and suggested it getting the best seats in the house. Back then, he also went early in the afternoon just after lunch rush, and not only did he find his target seat empty, he also obtained it with ease. By utilizing tricks such as ordering a little at a time, he effectively increased the number of opportunities for engagement, carefully scoping out his chance for a picture. But as if cursed by that, from the day before, the god of war photography did not smile upon him. After suffering successive firm defeats until 3 p.m., he finds no chance coming his way. After 4 p.m., a man began to take his order, and it looked as though he'd been seen through. Is it the rule of the hunter to withdraw with grace once marked? My aim was perfect, but the fork technique I used at 2:30 seemed to have backfired. Maybe they were wary since I sat in the booth and left my bag on the floor. Perhaps the hidden camera in the bag trick is already an old hat? That's creepy. Can you imagine actually being like that kind of person who like, it's bad enough when you see people like trying to take stealth pictures with like their phone like down on their hands or trying to get upskirts, which is just horrifically disgusting. But going to the point where you build a hidden camera apparatus to do the same thing is just disgusting. It's so sad too, because like, it's such a thing that like, apparently it's so much more prevalent in Japan, like stalking, secret photos, a lot of these types of things. It's so weird how it's so much more like, it's a higher risk in Japan. There were 2-digit EGs involved for sticking here half the day, and I'd have a high encounter rate. I am mortified. Even so, he still got a few pieces of gold, and to be expected from the hunter. He attained a nice angle despite lamenting his failure. He is an artisan. More surprising, though, is that the uniform contest across Japan has yielded not a single arrested person. Surprise! You know what? I also had another thought about that. So you have a culture, maybe in Japan, the part of the problem is that you have a culture that's all about like, you know, how you're viewed in society. And so there's a lot of maybe like cultural suppression, which kind of encourages deviant, like underhanded behavior in that regard, because it's like, you feel like you can't express yourself or like find outlets in other ways, maybe. And then you combine that with, maybe it also has to do with lax punishments for such crimes. Because if the punishments aren't ever that severe, or like they're just, maybe it's just a fine, like people would just see that as a tax on something that they find enjoyable. I don't know. That's just speculation though. Not living in Japan, I don't have any real meaningful things to say about this other than like things I've heard, but like from people I've talked to who live there and from articles and like interviews and things that people have said and talked about, like who have lived there or who are from there, it is a major problem. God, that sucks. With an amazing start to the hunter who brags about having been approximately half of the total prefecture police stations in the country. That thing the day before? The day before, our hunter took on the Shrine Maiden Cuisine XX and Nagoya. His hunter spirit showed through too zealously, and soon he entered the store. He's seen through, placed in a booth, and waited on by the head priest. Despite waiting half a day, the much anticipated Shrine Maidens appeared only at a time of his first order. A seriously huge blunder for the hunter. Now then, here we have a gateway for the hunter's original photographs that always receive such high praises. We'll present one passionate reader with 3 all-you-can-eat low-angle pictures of the Angel Mort costumes chosen by the hunter himself. With such blazing hot pictures, you too can become a war photographer today. What's depressing is this is probably an actual, like, online thing. People who collect and share pictures of where they, like, get, you know, angled shots that they circulate around. I mean, it's basically exchanging softcore like porn, which is just disgusting. It's gross that that's even a thing. Man, what a sour note to end things on. Ugh. We're gonna go ahead and end here for today. Thank you so much for being here for today. Thank you so much for joining me on the channel, for being a part of the journey, and man, I'm glad I'm back. I'm still not like 100%. There's gonna be probably lingering effects like a small cough and other things from COVID that just don't let go, so I hope that's not too bothersome, especially as I go on and read and do more stuff on the channel, but I really don't think it's going to be bothersome, and I'm looking forward to being able to make more content with all of you. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode and that you get to enjoy more with me this week as we get back to schedule. I guess the other thing I'm going to try to do more is like editing, because I've recorded everything for the next like randomized Baldur's Gate 3 run. I just need to like edit it down. The only other step I have to do is I have to do like the overview recording where I like kind of connect the dots between the events where we do the randomized rolls, and that's a big audio chunk, but I wanted to wait until my voice is cleared up, so hopefully I'll record that maybe in the next weekend, because this weekend I've got to kind of get everything in order again, but that episode should be coming out soon. My goal is to have it out before the end of the month, so yeah, it should be real fun. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me again. I appreciate you, especially to patrons and members. Your support is amazing. I don't deserve you, but I'm really grateful for you. And I hope I can make content better than ever, and that we can continue to seek improvement and growth as a community. Because, like, being able to make the channel more effective, more successful, and to have more, like, stability gives me more and more opportunity to, you know, make content and to make it better and to get help to cover things that I can't do on my own. And, you know, that's kind of the future I'm hoping for, is that we can cultivate a better experience as time passes. In fact, I feel like I've been able to do that somewhat, but we're getting to a stage now where, like, it's time for me to really step it up if I can. So we're going to try it, but it's going to take time. We'll have to see. Anyway, thank you so much. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and until the next video you're watching me up and see me in next, I'll see you there.